Pledge to our flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3 is our community invocation. Is Pastor Pearson here? I don't think I saw him. So we will skip that and go to item number 4.
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd.
on the agenda, the department chart 9A, the resolution number is 16-1159. Item 10A, the applicant has requested to continue that to September 20th, 2016. 11A, the ordinance number is 16-1702. 11B, the ordinance number is 16-1703. And 11C is ordinance number 16-1704. And with that, I move we approve the amended agenda.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as amended. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried. So item 5 is proclamation for Meridian Art Week, and I'm going to read this and then I'm going to ask Hillary to maybe come forward and talk about
Mary's.
Meridian Art Week. Oh, is Mary here too? I need to put my glasses on. There you. Oh, there we have you. Well, then I'm going to just have you join me at the podium. Well, it's really exciting to, sorry, I blew you out of here. It's really exciting to proclaim this Meridian Art Week, and then I'll ask our commissioners to make a couple of comments, but it's all a buzz about art in Meridian this week. And we've had several people already find little treasures through our community as artists, and even some not so artists are dropping art around our downtown area. And so people out walking, if they find a piece of art, they get to keep it. And I'll be dropping mine tonight, CJ. So it's just been added a fun element, and just really appreciate the commission for bringing that to us. So whereas in the city of Meridian, public art plays a valuable role in creating a sense of place, beautification of public areas, offers community expression and dialogue, and enhances the quality of life for Meridian residents and visitors. And whereas having publicly accessible arts within the city of Meridian highlights our community's cultural and historical resources and promotes the development of economic, educational, recreational, and tourism opportunities within the city. And whereas the arts can be used as a conduit for exchanging ideas, connecting with one another, finding common ground, and when accessible to the public, can help to strengthen Meridian's communities and families. And whereas we recognize the growth and demand for the arts in Meridian through the Meridian Arts Commission events, Parks and Recreation courses, and the Treasure Valley Youth Theater, Meridian Arts Foundation, and other local organizations. And whereas the city of Meridian is fortunate to have a tremendous group of volunteers who serve on the Meridian Arts Commission for the purpose of advancing the arts within the city of Meridian through research and development of opportunities and sources for arts within our community. Therefore, I'm Mayor Tammy DeVeert, here to proclaim September 5th through the 9th, 2016 as Meridian Art Week in the city of Meridian, and I do encourage all of our residents across the valley to participate in the Meridian Art Week festivities, including the Meridian Art Drop and Art Walk, highlighting public art activities in our downtown. And I'll present this to our commission chair, Mary Jensen, and ask her for a few comments.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you to the City Council. Obviously, the Arts Commission would not be here without them and their forward thinking and their vision. So we're thrilled to be able to have our very first ever Meridian Art Week. We already have, like the mayor said, had plenty of participation. And I think the most exciting part to the Arts Commission is that it's not just professional artists that are participating. We have young, we have old, we have non-artists, and professional artists as well. And it's really exciting to see our community come together to support the arts. And I think we're most looking forward to Friday evening, our art walk, and really being able to show the community how vibrant we can be in downtown Meridian and have the arts play a big role in that. So we're really excited for that. We hope you'll all join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item 6 is our consent agenda.
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd.
I move we approve the consent agenda as published and for the mayor to sign, the clerk to attest.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. If there's no discussion, Mr. Clerk, will you call roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Cavanagh.
Aye.
Councilmember Mylum.
Aye.
Councilmember Palmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Little Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Borton.
Aye.
Councilmember Byrd.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried. There were no items moved from the consent agenda, so we'll move to item 8A, which is a welcome and swearing in of some of our newest employees in the Meridian Fire Department. So I'll turn this over to Chief.
Madam Mayor, members of council, good evening and thank you. Tonight is a terrific night, both for the fire department and the city of Meridian, as we welcome and swear in 2 new members to our family. So without further ado, I am going to do a little rotation here. You're going to see my backside, but if I could ask the mayor to come on down for the swearing in. So the swearing in is a tradition in the fire service, and for us, it's a very proud day. When we swear in these new members, they're taking an oath to protect our community, to protect and enhance our community through professionalism and compassion. That's our fire department's mission statement. So it's always a day that forever these individuals will remember for the rest of their lives as a great day. So without further ado, I would first like to call up firefighter Rustin Hood, Rustin's girlfriend Kip Mills, and also 8-week-old Piper, if you want to bring Piper up. Absolutely. So a little bit of background on Rustin. We're very happy to have Rustin on board. He's been assigned already to Engine 34. Rustin comes to us from Caldwell Fire Department, where he just got done last year with a recruit academy, so he's going right out to the line. We're feeding him to the wolves right away. Rustin does have a bachelor's degree in administration from Boise State. Proud of you, Boise State. I'm going to repeat that for some of the folks in the room. In his off time, Rustin enjoys family time, fly fishing, skiing, mountain biking, and camping. And as I mentioned, Rustin's also the new dad of 8-week-old Piper. So we welcome Piper into our family as well. And with that, we will now read the oath of office. Madam Mayor, the oath.
Okay, you have your right arm. Will you please raise your right hand? I state your name.
I, Rustin Hood,
Do hereby declare
do hereby declare
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Idaho,
and the state of Idaho,
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as firefighter
as firefighter
to the Meridian Fire Department
to the Meridian Fire Department
and to the citizens of Meridian to the best of my ability.
and to the citizens of Meridian to the best of my ability.
I promise to protect and enhance our community
I promise to protect and enhance our community
through professionalism and compassion
through professionalism and compassion
in accordance with the Meridian Fire Department's
in accordance with Meridian Fire Department's
guiding principles and policies.
guiding principles and policies.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Picture time. That was my one sign. So our second new member, I would like
threw
to
my
ask.
stuff on yours.
That's okay. I would like to ask Division Chief of Planning Charlie Butterfield and his girlfriend Amy Busick to come up forward. So Charlie comes to us from the Sun Valley Fire Department, where he was the assistant chief the last 3 years, and he's filling our Division Chief of Planning role, which is primarily focused on where we as a fire department are going in the future. So looking at how do we plan for the future, how do we look at data, how do we analyze and create a plan. We're very happy to have Charlie on board. He's been here for a whopping 3 days and has already had great input into our team as we've been discussing some of the issues at hand in the fire department. I mentioned he came from Sun Valley. Now, I don't want any booze on this, please. Charlie did attend Colorado State University, where he received his bachelor's and his master's degree in education. Charlie does have a son, Bryson, age 12, and in his off time, Charlie loves snow skiing, water skiing, traveling, hiking, biking, and boating. I think I saw you in scuba gear as well, so kind of a man and a jack of all trades. We're very happy to have Charlie on board, so with that, I will turn it over to the mayor for the swearing in and the oath.
Okay, if you'll raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Charlie Butterfield,
Do hereby declare
do hereby declare
that I will support the Constitution of the United
that
States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Idaho,
and the state of Idaho,
and that I will faithfully discharge my
and
duties
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as Division Chief
as Division Chief
to the Meridian Fire
of the
Department
Meridian Fire Department
and to the citizens of Meridian to the best of my ability.
and to the citizens of Meridian to the best of my ability.
I promise to protect and enhance our community
I promise to protect and enhance our community
through professionalism and compassion
through professionalism and compassion
in accordance with the Meridian Fire Department's
in accordance with the Meridian Fire Department's
guiding principles and policies.
guiding principles and policies.
Congratulations.
All right. Let's get a picture real quick. Just real quick, let's give one last round of applause to these two new members. Happy- Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Thanks, Chief. That was awesome.
And I would like to welcome our two new members to the Meridian Fire family. You always have these individuals that are standing or sitting behind you in uniform. They'll have your back. It's a tight family unit, and It's exciting to have two of our newest family members. I think I probably will owe a couple of mayors some apologies, but it seems like you came to two cities that I'm sure they'll be hunting me down, right? But thank you for joining our family. Thank you to your families as well for also stepping into an extended family at the Meridian Fire Department. They're very close-knit, and they are a great safety net for our firefighters and their families as well. We know that you'll sacrifice, as you already are aware, holidays and evenings and various family time, but we do hope in turn you'll get the satisfaction of feeling a sense of pride of the culture and the history that our fire department has established in our community. They are the heroes, and it's recognized in our community throughout, and they're very well supported, in addition to our Meridian Police Department. We feel very fortunate that our public safety personnel, both fire and police, work very closely together, and we hold that as an important element of our culture. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for letting us be a part of this important ceremony, and again, welcome and congratulations. Okay, item 8B. Oh, council, any comments?
You set it up.
Thank you, Chief. Item 8B is under our Parks Department for 2016 Community Block Party Sponsor Recognition. Renee, welcome.
Thank you.
I've cleared a room before, but usually it's with my karaoke. That was interesting. Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. I appreciate the time on your agenda this evening to publicly thank the businesses that are sponsoring the Community Block Party. We are fortunate to have a number of businesses that have been very active in all of the events for the Parks and Recreation. Before I do, I'd like to talk just a little bit about the Block Party and one of the newer events that we're hosting, and that is called the Talent Tournament. We are adding that in the afternoon. It is similar to if you have ever gone to the Curb Cup, which is in Boise several years ago. It is a talent tournament in which everyone does their talent at the same time, and the audience gets the ability to walk through and witness all of them taking place. Each audience member gets 3 tokens, and then they get to vote for who their favorites are. So we're pretty excited about that. So the Block Party, I'm really excited to thank the Village in Meridian, who is our main stage sponsor. Idaho Central Credit Union, which is our presenting sponsor for the year. Meridian United Soccer, which is our mascot dance-off.
Wow.
Yeah. That'll be fun if you've never seen a pancake dance. You can't miss that, right? Boise Co-op is our Kids Corner sponsor. Westside Body Works is our food court sponsor. Rocky Mountain Roll is helping us present an inflatable jungle. Peak Broadcasting and Meridian Press are our media sponsors. And we have a first aid sponsor, which is St. Alphonsus Medical Center. So I'd like to thank them and hope that you will take the time to come out to the Block Party, which is September 27th in the beautiful Kleiner Park. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Renee. We appreciate you. We appreciate our sponsors, and thank you for coming in and sharing who they are tonight so we can, in turn, thank them personally. Thank you. I'm sorry, 9A, under Department Reports, Council, in front of you, you do have a resolution. as 16-1159, reappointing Jim Escobar to seat 1 of the Meridian Development Corporation. Jim has been the chair of the Meridian Development Corporation for a couple of years now, and I'll tell you that he spends a lot of time and dedication, both of his personal and professional time, really adding to his passion for downtown and its redevelopment. I would ask for your approval for this reappointment.
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd.
I move that we approve resolution number 16-1159, reappointing Jim Escobar to seat 1 of the Meridian Development Corporation.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Mr. Clerk, will you call roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Cavanagh.
Aye.
Councilmember Mylum.
Aye.
Councilmember Palmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Little Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Borton.
Aye.
Councilmember Byrd.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried. This next item, 9B, is under our police department. The Trauma Intervention Program, TIP, has been an integral part in Ada County for providing citizen-to-citizen response in that critical time of need to victims or those that have had family members that have met some really traumatic incidents. And so we asked if the police department would be here to share with you a little bit more about the TIP program and the impact it's had in our community. Thank you, Tracy, for being here.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, President Byrd, members of the council. First, let me say I'm glad the room emptied out. I was a little nervous turning my back to a room full of firefighters. I felt a little bit like Custer at Little Bighorn. So, just to give you a little bit of statistical data on TIP, since February 1st of 2016 to August 1st of 2016, TIP has provided service to 730 residents here in the Treasure Valley. The number of the service, that's the number of residents. The number of services that they've provided have been 1,710. And the number of ready alert hours that they have contributed to the Treasure Valley is 19,512 hours in a 6-month period. Number of TIP volunteers right now serving in the Treasure Valley are 24, and the average response time has been 20 minutes. And we've had a 100% response time when we've had to call TIP in the Treasure Valley. So, so far it has been a very successful program, and we've been getting very good feedback from our officers as well as from the fire department. Just to give you a little idea of what they do service not only police during emergency situations dealing with families who have suffered from a tragic situation, but they also service the fire department as well as the coroner's office. So, and with that, I'll stand for any questions you might have.
Thank you, Tracy. Council, any questions? They do an annual recognition for these volunteers, and I'd invite you to attend one of those. You'll hear some of the stories of incidents that they've responded to, and hear a little bit more about the behind the scenes of how they've really touched people's lives in those times of real need. And I'm just thrilled that our police department really took the lead in bringing this service to Ada County, to our community, because it really has made a difference in the lives of those that have had some pretty traumatic incidents, whether it's a death notice or a trauma event. It all is the same. People are in a time of panic, and they need someone there to care.
Yeah, they've really filled a void that we couldn't fill on those situations where we have officers that have to go back to calls. Our victim witness coordinators are not equipped to deal with every person that we come into contact with. So they've been a huge service to the community.
And you raised a good point. It really does deploy our resources back onto the streets, back into service, and it has a trained volunteer that will sit with the victim or the victim's family and give care. So thank you for giving us that overview.
Thank you.
So council, in front of you, you do have an item that is requesting a third amendment to the professional services agreement.
Madam Mayor,
Ms. Mylum.
I move that we approve the third amendment to the professional services agreement with trauma intervention programs, TIP, for an amount not to exceed $10,957.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve item 9B. Any discussion by council? Mr. Clerk, will you call roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Cavanagh.
Aye.
Councilmember Mylum.
Aye.
Councilmember Palmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Little Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Borton.
Aye.
Councilmember Byrd.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried. Item 10A, the applicant has requested continuance to September 20th. I'll ask staff to state on the public record the reason for that request.
Madam Mayor, Council, from what I heard, it was some sort of family emergency that the applicant could not be here tonight, so they asked for continuance.
Surgery.
Okay, thank you. Council, do I have a motion to continue?
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd.
I move we continue H 2016-0086 to September 20th, 2016.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to continue item 10A to September 20th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried. Item 10B is a public hearing for H 2016-0100. I'll open this public hearing with staff comments.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. The first application before you tonight is a request for a development agreement modification. This site consists of 9.43 acres of land. It's zoned CC and TNR. And it's located at 1845 West Franklin Road on the south side of Franklin, west of South Linder Road. This property was annexed back in 2005 with a development agreement. In 2013, the agreement was modified to update the development plan for this site. The comprehensive plan future land use map designation is mixed use commercial and medium high density residential. The applicant is requesting a modification to the development agreement to update the development plan for this site. The current development plan depicts a mix of single and multifamily residential, townhomes and apartments, 52 to 55 units, a residential care facility for approximately 40 units, and commercial uses, 4 building pads with a large central common open space area with a pond. These are the elevations that were approved with the last development agreement modification for the proposed townhomes. The proposed plan depicts a multifamily residential development with a mix of 8 and 12-plex apartment buildings and duplexes totaling 106 units with a clubhouse and commercial building pads. The residential care facility has been removed. The proposed gross density of the development is 13.27 dwelling units per acre, which is consistent with the future land use map designations for this site. One driveway access is proposed via Franklin Road, and that is the one you see right here, with driveway stubs to the properties to the west, and those are here at the northwest and the southwest corners of the property. Public streets were proposed previously, but are not required for a multifamily development. Therefore, the applicant is only proposing driveway access to the site. Conceptual building elevations were submitted for the proposed structures. The ones you see on the left there are the 2- and 3-story apartment buildings. The one on the right is the proposed clubhouse elevations. The duplexes are 2-story. And then the garage units that are associated with the multifamily. Building materials for all of the structures appear to consist of a mix of stucco and vertical siding. Future development is required to comply with the design standards in the Architectural Standards Manual. Written testimony has been received from Jim Jewett, the applicant, and he is in agreement with the staff report as written. Staff is recommending approval per the staff report. Staff will stand for any questions.
Sonia, you showed some elevations earlier on. Were those in the, were those in the original?
Yes, Madam Mayor, those were proposed right, if you can see my pointy here, right along the southern boundary of the site. There was townhomes proposed there, multifamily in this area, and then the residential care facility here with a commercial building pad here, and then also over here in the top right.
And then the current elevations have changed quite substantially. Now they're just garage doors.
Yes, now there's duplexes rather than townhomes proposed along the southern boundary, and all multifamily residential apartments. The commercial pads stayed the same.
Are the elevations for the apartments the same as they were in the original?
I don't believe so, Madam Mayor. They were not attached as an exhibit with the development agreement, only the townhomes. So I'm not sure how much detail those had at the time.
Okay. Council, any questions?
I have none there.
It's the applicant here. Good evening. If you'll please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, Madam Mayor, Councilman. Jim Jewett, 167 East Whitespur, Meridian.
Thank you.
So to clarify what Sonia had, the apartments have never changed. The building designs we're submitting now are just fine-toothed. They're ready to go. We're ready to submit the permits. So those are our final work, but they were conceptually the same. Texture, as you see here. What was changed is the residential care facility went away, and we replaced that with these same buildings. And then the duplexes along the back were townhouses before, and we changed them to duplexes. They do become a little garage heavy because we're required to have parking space, and we wanted to provide attached garages for those units. We're just trying to offer a different mix of a rental than you would see in the standard apartment projects you see in town, where they're all apartments and all have a detached garage. These are actually attached to the units, giving another unique rental within the same project with a pool and a clubhouse. So that's all we're trying to do, is just offer a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. And with our limited space, because what you saw in the townhouse, you'd just be parking out front of it. So now we replaced it with a parking garage. I do understand your point.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I'll stand for questions.
Council, any questions?
I have none.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I did have one person that signed up as neutral, Tom Rome. Thank you for joining us. If you'll please state your name and address for the record.
Tom Rome, 115 South Under.
Thank you.
I don't have a lot of questions. My only concern is, been there a long time, and I've got 500 or 600 feet of, would be my west end, their east side of the property, which I have animals on, cows, stuff like that, and I've had troubles with the sub behind me shooting golf balls, actually shooting at my cows and other things like that, bow and arrows, actually guns, things like that. And so I'm a little concerned about that wall because of my animals. I plan on keeping them and kind of attached to them. So that's my only really concern about the project, is my side, my particular border, where I border that, and am I going to have problems with that? And how would I avoid that? Other than that, that's really my only concern with that.
Thank you so much.
I have no idea what you do with that.
Well, we'll ask him, what are the fencing materials?
Madam Mayor, I would defer to applicant to answer that.
I didn't know if you had covered that in your, I'll ask the applicant in his wrap-up remarks. Is there anyone else who would like to provide testimony on this item? Okay, Jim? It is a good question to ask. You'll just restate your name for the record.
Yeah, it's Jim Jewett again. That neighborhood didn't attend the neighborhood meeting, and nothing has changed along that boundary from our original application from years ago. And I can't recall what we agreed on back then. But nothing's changed from what we originally agreed to with him and the city as far as what happens along that boundary. But I don't recall what type of fencing it is, if it's vinyl or I don't. Other than I can tell you, we'll comply with whatever we agreed to that's in the agreement.
An 8-foot block with it, Jim.
That was on, if it's in the agreement, that's what I have to agree to. That's currently what's between him and the north boundary, which is Hark's Corner, is that cinder block fence.
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd?
we'll have to look, but I'm not too sure that that isn't what was, and I would be serious, I'm not too sure that wasn't what was agreed
Yeah.
to down there, because that's what we got on the north
other boundary.
side, and not too sure they go down that.
Do you see that in the original?
I'm looking. I haven't found it yet, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Council, while we have Mr. Jewett up here, any questions regarding this application?
Madam Mayor, I would certainly agree to additional condition that a suitable fence, if that's the nature that the council is comfortable with, that's along the northern boundary, be put it on his eastern boundary, my easterly boundary and his westerly boundary. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so that could be added
That could be added.
regardless of what's in there.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, because fences and animals don't always play well together.
Yeah.
For some reason, the animals don't get it, that that's not their property, but
We have to work on teaching him, I guess.
people too sometimes, so.
Right.
So council,
Some
anything
signage.
further?
Along the fence.
Signage
Bullets,
for the-
no shooting the animals.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, yeah. That's a tough one.
We can't legislate stupidity.
Right,
No, we can't.
unfortunately.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council, anything further for the applicant or staff?
I have nothing.
Again, any further questions or testimony from any member of the public? Okay,
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd.
seeing none, I move we close the public hearing on H 2016-0100.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to close public hearing on item 10B. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried.
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd.
hearing no discussion, I move that we approve H 2016-0100 and to include all staff, applicant remarks, and that is to include the fence on his east property to match the north or the south fence on the property to the east of this. Am I clear? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve this item. Any discussion from council? Mr. Clerk, will you call roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Cavanagh.
Aye.
Councilmember Mylum.
Aye.
Councilmember Palmer. Aye. Councilmember Little Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Borton.
Aye.
Councilmember Byrd.
Aye.
Carried. I will note, did Jim already leave?
Have him and the guy.
Wow, he left quickly. It would have been nice to keep the original elevations, just saying. Okay, item 10C is a public hearing for Roundtree Place subdivision, H 2016-0081. I'll open this public hearing with Josh's comments.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. This is an application for annexation and zoning and for a preliminary plat. This site consists of approximately 5.78 acres of land, which is currently zoned RUT in Ada County. It's located at 755 South Linder Road. To the north is single-family residential property in the Tapestry subdivision, which is zoned R8. To the east is South Linder Road. Single-family residential zone property in the Mallard Landing subdivision, which is zoned R4. To the south is single-family residential property in the Primrose subdivision, which is zoned RUT within Ada County. And to the west is the Peregrine Elementary School, which is zoned R4. A little history: in 1948, the subject property was platted as a 5-acre lot, or Lot 18, as part of the Van Hees subdivision. The future land use map for this property is medium-density residential. The applicant has submitted an application for annexation and zoning, as I said, of approximately 5.78 acres of land with an R8 zoning district and a preliminary plat consisting of 23 residential lots and 4 common lots on 5 acres of land. Vehicular access is proposed for this site via an extension of South Flintstone Way, which is an extension of this here from the Tapestry subdivision, and vehicular access to West Waltman Street, and no direct access to South Linder Road is proposed or permitted for this proposed development. A 25-foot wide landscape buffer is required along South Linder Road, which is considered an arterial street, and it's required to be landscaped in accord with the UDC. The applicant is also proposing to construct a 10-foot wide landscape buffer adjacent to West Waltman Street, and will also need to be landscaped according to the UDC. Based on the area of the preliminary plat, which I said is approximately 5 acres, a minimum of 0.5 acres of qualified usable open space is required to be provided as set forth in the UDC. Based on the preliminary plat, the applicant is proposing a 0.22 acres, which is 4.4% of the proposed development. Let me. The applicant has complied with making some changes to this that would, prior to the commission hearing, the applicant had submitted some additional open space along this area here and a pathway out to the sidewalk along South Linder Road that does comply with that. So I apologize for that confusion. They have met their 10% requirement for open space. The applicant has submitted several building elevations for future homes in the development. Building materials appear to consist of a mix of horizontal lap siding, board and batten with stone accents. For the most part, staff is supportive of these provided elevations. Staff is not supportive of the vision here at the bottom left. Do not feel that provides the appropriate architectural elements with the living area above the garage that we would like to see towards the street. Because homes that on lots whose sides or rear face South Linder Road, lots 1 through 3 and 6 of Block 1, and Lot 1, Block 1, lots 1, 7, and 9 of Block 2 will be highly visible. Staff recommend that the side or rear of those structures that face the public street on those lots incorporate articulation through changes in material, color, modulation, and architectural elements. Staff did not receive any written testimony prior to the Planning Commission hearing. Commission did recommend approval. A summary of the Commission public hearing: Christy Watkins was the applicant's representative in favor of the application. There was none in opposition. There were several that commented. Jeanette Ackerman, Ron Honstein, and Andrew Gowans did not receive any written testimony prior to the Commission. I presented the application. Bill Parsons also commented on the application. Key issues of public testimony were the proposed density of the subdivision, fencing along Waltman Road, safety of children crossing Linder to get to the Peregrine Elementary School, traffic, the lack of direct access to Linder from the proposed subdivision, removing the direct access to Waltman Road, the capacity of Peregrine Elementary School. Key issues of discussion by the Commission were safety of children getting to Peregrine Elementary School and the potential for providing additional crossing guards across Linder, the proposed density of the development, traffic to and from the area both for the school as well as the increased number of homes in the area, the addition of the pathway through a common lot to the sidewalk along South Linder Road. Commission changed to staff recommendations. They removed condition 1.1.3B because the applicant had complied with the, as I mentioned, the open space requirement. Removed condition 1.1.3C with the addition of new condition 1.1.3B. The applicant will comply with that condition. Added new condition 1.1.3B, which the commission recommended that the applicant provide a pedestrian pathway from South Treetop Avenue through the proposed common lot to the proposed sidewalk in the landscape buffer along Southlander Road. There are no outstanding issues for the council. With that, I'll stand for any questions you have on the application.
Thank you, Josh. Council, any questions?
I have none.
Would the applicant like to make comment? Good evening. If you'll please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. Scott Wonders with JUB Engineers, 250 South Beechwood Avenue in Boise, 83709. Here
Thank you.
representing the applicant. Again, just here representing the applicant is 5 acres of infill property that we're proposing. We are just at the 5 acres based on the old recorded plat, so we are providing and amended our application to include the 10% open space after we work with staff. We are including a tot lot amenity in the main common open space area and providing that pedestrian connection that was requested in our conditions of approval. We've also widened that section, the pedestrian connection from the internal street out to Linder Road as well. A couple items for school access. Which is just to the west. They'll have the option of either going south to Waltman and then along the existing sidewalk, or in the existing Tapestry subdivision to the north, there is a pedestrian connection there that goes across the open play area between the subdivisions and the actual school itself. We are proposing to connect to the Nampa Meridian irrigation system. I think there was a letter to that effect in the staff application, so we're addressing the pressurized irrigation in that way. We're in agreement with all of the staff recommendations of approval and here to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Council, any questions for the applicant?
I have none.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I do have a member that has signed up, Ron Newberry, signed up against. If you would like to come forward. Thank you for joining us. If you'll please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Ron Newberry, and I live at 2125 Waltman.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mayor and Councilman. When I look at this, it has 4 common lots covering 5 acres. How can 4 lots cover half of what we're talking about, which is a 10-acre parcel?
I don't know.
Right. I can't understand what's happening here.
Madam Mayor, can I answer that question? There
I would
there are
appreciate it.
23 proposed residential lots and 4 common lots.
Right. The 4 common lots, it says on 4.99 acres. That's half of what's there. Now, what's going to go on 5 acres?
Mayor?
Mr. Byrne.
Sir, I think what it's saying is there's 4.99 acres in this complete development, okay? We're going to have 23 building lots, and we're going to have 4 common lots within this 4.99 acres. That is just a 5-acre piece. That isn't a 10-acre piece. All they're platting right now is that it's 4.99 actually acres, and they're going to build 23. They got 23 buildable lots. And then they got 4 common lots for open space.
Right.
And that's it, all within that 4.99 acres.
Okay. Now, I live right down the street from that school, and already the traffic going up and down that Waltman is really congested at school times, especially in the mornings. Now you're going to have all these people dumping out onto Waltman Road, trying to get onto Linder to get out of the subdivision. And it's really, really going to be bad. Because already there's 147 homes in the Primrose subdivision coming out of that area. And then you got all the houses on the east side of Linder that have to dump onto Linder Road to get out of there. So for them to come onto Waltman Lane is really, really dangerous for all the children that are going to school at that time of the morning.
Well, I appreciate your concern about the children, but it's going to be the same as if you have any access there for that lot to redevelop for that property.
Right, but what I'm getting out is there is no access for that subdivision to come out onto Linder Road, other than coming onto Waltman or through another subdivision. And that's what's dangerous, because the school is right there. I'm more concerned about the walking traffic than I am about the flow of that subdivision. Because it's really heavy, and it's important.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We appreciate your coming. Is there anyone else who would like to provide testimony on this item? Okay. Does the applicant want to make comment to that?
Again, Scott Wonders for the record. Just a point of clarification. So we are providing 10% of the 5 acres, so it'll be half an acre of open space within the 5 acres. So, and we do our best with road alignments. I mean, they're tough working with ACHD, and on this one, we really tried to, I don't know how many iterations we did with staff, but in order to kind of orient the houses so they weren't looking at a bunch of rear-facing yards along Waltman, we made them all side-loaded and then added the landscape buffer adjacent to Waltman with a 6-foot fence. So, and then working with ACHD, they didn't want us to do access out to Linder for obvious reasons, so that's kind of how we arrived at this layout. But other than that, I don't have anything else to add unless you have any other further questions of me.
Council, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor,
Ms. Mylum.
I move that we close the public hearing on H2016-0081.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing on item 10C. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried.
Madam Mayor,
Ms. Mylum.
I move that we approve H2016-0081 and include all staff, applicant, and public testimony.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve item 10C. Any discussion from council? Mr. Clerk, will you call roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Cavanagh.
Aye.
Councilmember Mylum.
Aye.
Councilmember Palmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Little Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Borton.
Aye.
Councilmember Berg.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried. And I would ask that the applicant, being sensitive to Mr. Newberry's comments, that you work with the school and just to ensure that that access out has the safety precautions to advise the typical signage about school children present. I've participated in National Walk to School Week at Peregrine, and it is very busy, a lot of kids in that area, and I'm sure people who are attracted to move into a neighborhood like that are there because they probably have school-aged children themselves. And so we hope that that makes them extra cautious as well, but thank you for bringing that attention to the deliberation. Okay, item 11A is ordinance 16-1702. Mr. Clerk, will you please read this ordinance by title only?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Ordinance number 16-1702, an ordinance of the City of Meridian providing for the adoption of an amendment to the budget and the appropriation of expenditures of $7,460,149 to defray the necessary expenses and liabilities of the City of Meridian in accordance with the object and purposes and in the certain amounts herein specified for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2015 and ending on September 30th, 2016.
You've heard this ordinance read by title only. Is there anyone who would like to hear it read in its entirety? You're our token public, so seeing none. Council.
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd.
I move we approve ordinance number 16-1702 with suspension of rules.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve item 11A. There's no discussion. Mr. Clerk, will you call roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Cavanagh.
Aye.
Councilmember Mylum.
Aye.
Councilmember Palmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Little Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Borton.
Aye.
Councilmember Byrd.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item 11B is ordinance 16-1703. Mr. Clerk, will you please read this by title only?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Ordinance number 16-1703, an ordinance of the City of Meridian providing for the adoption of a budget and the appropriation of $119,231,649 to defray the necessary expenses and liabilities of the City of Meridian in accordance with the object and purposes and in the certain amounts herein specified for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2016 and ending on September 30th, 2017.
You've heard this read by title. Is there anyone who would like to hear it read in its entirety? Council?
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd.
I move we approve ordinance number 16-1703 with suspension of rules.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve item 11B. Mr. Clerk, will you please call roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Cavanagh.
Aye.
Councilmember Mylum.
Aye.
Councilmember Palmer.
No.
Councilmember Little Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Borton.
Aye.
Councilmember Byrd.
Aye.
The motion carries. Item 11C is ordinance 16-1704. Mr. Clerk, will you please read this by title?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Ordinance number 16-1704, an ordinance Gibson Amity H-2016-0036 of the City of Meridian granting annexation and zoning for a parcel of land being Parcel B of Record of Survey number 9941, instrument number 2014-088010, as recorded, Ada County Records, situated in a portion of the northeast quarter of the northeast quarter and a portion of Government Lot 1, Section 31, Township 3 North, Range 1 East, Boise, Ada County, Idaho, and annexing certain lands and territory situated in Ada County, Idaho, containing approximately 5.86 acres of land and adjacent and contiguous to the corporate limits of the City of Meridian as requested by the City of Meridian, establishing and determining the land use classification of said lands from RUT to I-L, Light Industrial District, in the Meridian City Code, providing that copies of this ordinance shall be filed with the Ada County Assessor, the Ada County Recorder, and the Idaho State Tax Commission as required by law, and providing for a summary of the ordinance and providing for a waiver of the reading of rules and providing an effective date.
Thank you. You've heard this ordinance read by title. I see no one who's jumping up and down to hear this read by in its entirety. Council, do I have a motion to approve?
Mayor.
Ms. Mylum.
Move that we approve ordinance number 16-1704 with suspension of rules.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to approve item 11C. Mr. Clerk, will you call roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Cavanagh.
Aye.
Councilmember Mylum.
Aye.
Councilmember Palmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Little Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Borton.
Aye.
Councilmember Byrd.
Aye.
All ayes, motion carried. Council, just a heads up on upcoming events. We have Cincy's Rockathon on Friday the 9th from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm sure they're always looking for rockers if you have an interest. Idaho Avenue streetscape dedication is 5 o'clock on Friday on Idaho Avenue. And we'd love you to come out. And then there's also the art walk that is kicked off at 5:30 in City Hall Plaza, right in front of our sign. And then you can walk downtown Meridian and enjoy a lot of activities, from hair art gallery that will have some music to the chalk art and the music on Idaho Avenue. There will be a lot to enjoy. September 8th, CarMax is having their ribbon cutting ceremony at 11:30, and would love you to join our new business in our community. The farmers market, if you haven't done this, I found my favorite honey is Addie's honey, is just absolutely delicious. A beekeeper that's a youth member, and she does a marvelous job. So just go and check them out from 9 to noon. 9/11 Flag Tribute in Kleiner Park on Sunday, the 11th. And then a day to remember Fall Fair at 10 Mile Christian. This is an annual event. They'll be recognizing our public safety personnel and our military, and that's on Sunday the 11th from 1 to 4. And finally, next Tuesday, Coffee with the Mayor at Zamzo's on Chinden, and that's on the 13th from 8 to 9:30. And this community partner has been even advertising on the radio. So they're going all out to invite the community to come on down and talk with our electeds and our leaders in the city. So hopefully you can join us there too. Any other topics for future meetings agendas? If not, I'll move to item 13 for the executive session.
Madam Mayor,
Mr. Byrd.
I move we go into an executive session as per Idaho State Code 1D, 1F, and 1A.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn into executive session. Mr. Clerk, will you call roll?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Cavanagh.
Aye.
Councilmember Mylum.
Aye.
Councilmember Palmer. Aye. Councilmember Little Roberts.
Aye.
Councilmember Borton. Aye. Councilmember Byrd.
Aye.
Don't sound so excited.
Sounds like exactly as intended.
Hey, Ty, when you put their Facebook address